So this punk kid made an upstaging, if you will, of my work, my little operatic. And let's just say he didn't do that good. Let's just say he didn't do that well. We're kind of going to take a look at what went wrong here. We're going to do a little bit of an analysis. Because not everything went great. So this kind of featureless face right here, this kind of nothing person.
Okay.
There we are. So they're gonna make some eggs. Only one egg. Now, there's no substance there. You'd want a little more than just one. If I were making the eggs, you would want more than one egg because you're eating to be full. You're eating so that way you do not have to eat again. You know how Kant says that lies destroy that which they are based on, which is trust. You know, lying is a lot like eating. You eat so that way you can destroy your own, okay?
Napkin so that I don't burn my hands off because I'm allergic to eggs.
So this individual here is allergic to eggs, and this is kind of like not the blind leading the blind, but the blind leading, and one would not want this. If I'm going on a ship, I'm gonna want to know that the pilot can see. Now this is key to all the decisions that are made hereafter. All right.
We're just gonna add some water and hope.
That right there was pretty painful. Here's my honest reaction. If you're making eggs, you're gonna want to not do that. This is water as a substitute for milk. Usually I don't put milk in my eggs, either way. I don't want to distract from what the egg is trying to do. Does milk distract more than it brings to the table? Maybe, maybe not. But I feel like it's a different experience, and it's very fatty. And really, I would rather not. So now this I've never done before. I've never whisked it up while it was in the pan. There are things to be learned, even in failures, such as, okay, now here we've arrived at the seasoning stage here, and added to the eggs are salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili powder. I feel like this is kind of, what is that? Pumpkin pie spice. I missed that in my first viewing. I would call it white overcompensation. You don't really have to put seasonings onto something to make it taste like anything. Most things taste like something. And if you think that something doesn't taste like anything, you're probably wrong. Next time you eat a piece of bread, a piece of whole wheat bread, really think about what's going on. Okay, because it doesn't taste like nothing. It tastes like something that your mind is kind of just writing out, but there's value there. And in the future, if you're making butt at your current job, now of course the ideal would be to make not butt or twice butt. But if you're hard pressed for cash and you can't be wasting your money on pumpkin spice McCormick little jar, because when are you going to use that? Just eat something. Just eat it. It tastes like something. And I feel like I don't have what they call a refined palate, because I'm notoriously very good with plain foods. But maybe, actually, you people who can't handle the plain foods, maybe you don't have a refined palate. A palate refined enough to experience the joy and and the plain things. Just shut up. Like, with all this nonsense, with all this noise, all this sensory noise. Just live your life. Just experience the baseline, alright? And then maybe you can experience the fancy. Okay. But your life is never going to be fancy if you never experience the baseline existence, okay? Just have a piece of toast. Alright? Drink a glass of milk. It tastes like something. So you really don't need all these seasonings, is what I'm trying to say here. And I'll give you a little demonstration of, okay, that looks bad. That looks like quinoa. Looks like Applebee's mac and cheese. In this first half, I will give you a play-by-play. That's a play-by-play of how I reacted when I first saw that. I abhor ketchup. I don't use seasonings. I don't use sauces in general either. The exception is hot sauce, which I will liberally apply. Adding a sauce to something, you really only have to do that if it's dry, or maybe you burn the grilled chicken, and grilled chicken doesn't have that pleasant of a flavor on its own anyway. Now it's burned, so throw some hot sauce on there, and everything will be fine, okay? But you don't need to do that with eggs, because they're moist. They taste just fine on them. And ketchup is a very strong flavor. It's very pungent flavor. I'm getting sick just thinking. You don't need that. You don't need all that, right? I mean, this is ugh. That is gross. That is gross. I don't like tomatoes in general. So maybe that's where a bit of my distaste comes from. Looks really not good. And then poor old Dave Schmidt here has to eat it. Oof. I would too. I would too, Dave Schmidt. So, but maybe there's some things to learn. We can try some of the techniques out next time we make eggs. Which will be tomorrow morning because I make eggs every morning. So we'll take a look.